Okay, this is my video for lesson 19. And the first question says, I completed the individual preparation assignment before attending the group meeting. And that's true. 2 is I actively participated in this lesson's group meeting. I also marked true. Number 3 wants to know which set of hypotheses is appropriate for addressing the research question. And that was the first answer, which is gender and voting preferences are independent. And the alternate is gender and voting preferences are not independent. 4 says, what is the equation for computing the degrees of freedom? And that is the last answer, which is number of rows minus 1 times number of columns minus 1. And then number 5 says, what is the correct choice for degrees of freedom for this problem? And that ended up being 2. 6 says, are the requirements for conducting a chi test for the independent study met by this data set? And the answer is yes, because there are at least 5 expected counts in each cell. Number 7 is, what is the value of the test statistic for this problem? And that ended up being 16.20. Number 8 says, what is the value of the p-value for this problem? And that ended up being 0. 9 says, which of the following statements best describes the outcome of this study? And that was the first answer, that is, there is sufficient evidence to suggest that gender and voting preferences are not independent. Number 10 wants to know if the conditions for conducting a chi-square test for the independents are satisfied for the second set of data. And that is true. 11 says, what is the correct choice for degrees of freedom for this problem? And that was 8. 12 says, what is the value of the chi-square test statistic for this problem? And that was 7.44. 13 is, what is the value of the p-value for this problem? And that was 0.490. And finally, 14 says, which of the following statements best describes the outcome of this study? And that was the third answer, which is, there is insufficient evidence to suggest that motivation to visit a chiropractor is not independent of the location. So that is my video for lesson 19.